Hello, hello, and welcome to week 2, day 9 of the Music Focus course. I hope you're having as much fun as I am. So today we're going to talk about visualization. So again, last week we also talked about visualization. And actually next Monday, I'm going to tell you the basic structure. So every 4 days is going to follow a similar structure, but it's going to build upon it. But just so you know, Tuesdays is when I record visualizing. So I always will make the topic about visualization in some form and how you can grow in this skill using your imagination. Now, believe it or not, I'm actually reading this fantastic book. I don't have it in front of me. It's called Sapiens. It's called Sapiens, The Brief History of Mankind. And it talks about the origins of man from millions of years ago to today. Now, do I agree with everything in the book? Not necessarily. But what I do think is really interesting about the book is he talks about the evolution of religion, he talks about the evolution of politics, government, humans, and all that. And something that he said, something that humans can do that no other species can do, that has really helped them to rise, to go from being at the middle of the food chain to the top of the food chain, is the idea of believing myths, or the idea of being able to believe things and share stories even when you can't necessarily see all the facts in front of you. So when you think about the idea of religion or politics or even the economy, even the whole concept of money, like we only believe in money because it's not that this dollar bill has any value of itself, but it's because we trust. We trust in that dollar, we trust in the government, we trust that other people believe in money, and so that's what actually gives money its value, not the actual green paper, but our belief in it. So I think it is definitely interesting to think about how powerful our imagination is as human and how powerful our collective imagination. So much of our world operates, and so much of the world unifying and having a global economy is because of this idea of belief. So don't write off this whole idea of belief or visualizing as not important. No, it's actually very important. It's one of the most important things that humans have, is this ability to imagine. So today we're going to talk about visualization. The title for today is pretty simple. It's Become Who You Want to Be. I imagine that you have goals for yourself. I imagine that you have a vision for yourself and who you want to be. So that's what we're going to dive into today. So let's get rocking and rolling with the focus tasks today. I really only have 2, so it's pretty simple. The first one, and again, this is totally not my idea. I am totally stealing this from Brian Delaney and Nick Unsworth. There's this fantastic course that I'm taking right now. It's completely free, and actually, if you're interested, you can join it too with me. My wife and I are taking it. It's called Launch Your Expertise. It's the Launch Your Expertise Challenge. It's a 7-day challenge, and the program is designed to help you run an online business and use whatever your specific expertise is, whether that's music, whether that's yarning, whether that's teaching, whether that's accounting, whatever your skill may be. How do you actually turn that into a product or a service that people want? And specifically, how to do that online. Now, in my business, I like to serve people in person, and that's really what my business has been built around. But now, because of the coronavirus, I've had to shift everything online. So my entire business has been online for the past month. And even though that's been challenging, I'm now realizing, you know what? I actually like this a lot. And, I do intend to reopen and have in-person lessons again. But, I think that online is going to be a big part of what I do, because it's been really nice, working from home and getting to spend more time with my wife and Xavier. And yeah, it's been pretty great. But anyway, moving on, the focus task for today comes from Brian Delaney and Nick Unsworth. So number 1, what I want you to do is I want to think about who you want to be. I want you to describe yourself, okay? So you're going to describe yourself in a statement such as this: I am a adjective, noun. Okay, so it could be I am a funny, loving man, or I am a strong, beautiful woman. I am a whatever it may be. And I'll tell you what mine is in a moment, but I want to give you just a minute or two right now, and you can write this down. Once you come up with something, definitely write it down. So I want you to think about, what are you? Who are you? Who do you want to be? Make sure that the words that you describe, it doesn't have to describe how you are right now, but I want these words to describe how you want to be, right? What is it going to take for you to become the person that you want to be? Okay. So I'm going to share with you what mine is, and maybe that might help point you in the right direction. So for me, I am an indistractable, on fire leader. Okay. Now I know on fire is not really an adjective, but for me it is. So again, I am an indistractable, on fire leader. And man, I was actually working out yesterday, and I was like, I am indistractable. I am on fire. And it just made me feel really excited. But anyway, so for me, the person who I want to be indistractable. So yesterday we talked about making the commitment to be indistractable. So that means striving to do what you say you're going to do. So I want to do what I say I'm going to do. I want to be who I say I'm going to be. Okay. And that's something not just like in the future I want, that's something I want today. That's what's beautiful about that, being indistractable. I can do it right now. Okay, so I want to be indistractable. So I'm going to say I am indistractable. So when I think about who I am, because my identity is very powerful, who I claim to be is going to very strongly influence my actions. Okay, so I am indistractable, on fire. So on fire, what does that mean? So at JRO, our tagline is live on fire. And that means to live a life of passion and purpose, right? So when you're on fire, it's like you're on a roll, you're rocking and rolling, you're doing what you're meant to do. Now, being on fire doesn't have to mean being excited, because let's be honest, it's really impossible to be excited all day, every day. But you know what? You can live your purpose all day, every day. It is possible to live in alignment with your values all day, every day, even when you make a mistake, even when you're sleeping. So again, I am indistractable. I'm on fire. And I'm a leader, okay? So I'm an indistractable, on fire leader, right? I know that I have big visions for my life, big visions for my company, big ways that I want to serve you, big ways that I want to serve the local community, and big ways that I want to serve the world, right? But it's really impossible for me to be able to do that without growing as a leader, right? Being able to inspire others, to be able to hold them accountable, to take them further than they thought possible, to take you further than you thought possible, right? So I can't accomplish what's most important to me without being indistractable, doing what I say I'm going to do, without being on fire, living life of passion, purpose, and without being a leader, okay? So I'm going to give you 1 minute. I'm going to just think of I am, adjective, adjective, noun, okay? I'm going to give you 1 minute. And I'm going to give you extra points, okay, if you actually post in the Josh Ross JRO Facebook community. So definitely post in there, and I want you to say, I am, adjective, adjective, noun. And you can just post it as a text. You can post it with a picture. You can post a video. Again, this is totally not my idea. I'm totally stealing this from Brian Delaney and Nick Umsworth. Again, if you want to take this course with me, the Launch Your Expertise Online, feel free. If you want to learn to run your own business, or if you're already part of a business and you want to help them grow, definitely take this course with me. So anyway, here we go. 1 minute. You're going to describe yourself as you want to be. I am a adjective, adjective, noun. Ready, set, go. All right. Hopefully that was enough time to start thinking, at least brainstorming, of who you want to be. And if you didn't finish, that's okay. You can kind of think about it throughout the day today. Who do you want to be? I am a adjective, adjective, noun. All right. I noticed I didn't say a, I say I am n. I am indistractable. Why? Because I'm not going to get into the grammar rules, but let's move on. All right, so that's focus task 1, is describe yourself as you want to be. And then number 2 is I want you to visualize your day living in alignment with your values and priorities. So don't worry about your long-term goal right now. Don't worry about your 30-day goal. All I want you to think about is today. Okay. And again, you can pull up your schedule, and that's what I'm going to do. You pull up your schedule, but I want you not just to imagine doing your day, but I want you to imagine like each thing that you do today, that you're doing it in alignment with your values and priorities. You can feel free to pull up your values and priorities that you did in day one. But I want you to be thinking about, how can I live in alignment with my values during each thing? So if I am going to the bathroom, how can I do that with passion and purpose? How can I be with my family with passion and purpose? How can I do my work with passion and purpose? How can I read a book? How can I relax with passion and purpose, right? It doesn't have to mean I have to be like, whoa, you know, you don't have to be like that every time. Passion and purpose. Passion and purpose just means that you're focused, you're present, you're there. Okay. You're not just aimlessly scrolling on Facebook, right? Nothing wrong with Facebook, but simply aimlessly is not going to make you happy, right? It's one thing if you intentionally go on Facebook for a specific amount of time to do something specific, right? Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do this with you. I'm going to give you about a minute or two just to go through your day and visualize yourself doing each thing, the big things and the small things, in alignment with your values. And make sure that doing, moving towards your goal is part of that, right? So if you want to accomplish something musical, or if you have some personal goal, you want to get a new job, maybe today you start putting your resume together, okay? Maybe today you practice your piano, right? Make that part of your day, okay? There are other things you can do to move you towards your goal, but make sure you have some very specific things as well that are going to very tangibly lead you move forward towards your goal. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, I'm going to stop you. Something that I heard yesterday again from Brian Delaney and Nick Umsworth that really struck me is the idea that how you do anything is how you do everything. How you do anything is how you do everything. That really struck me because I think about how there's, quite a few things that I do maybe sloppily. So maybe I put, what's something that Leah and I fight about? Well, sometimes the way I put dishes in the dishwasher, it's not always the neatest. And so it's a little bit sloppy, right? So that's just one thing. And he's like, well, it's no big deal. But you know what? The reality is that's the way that I do the dishes. But that's also how I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things pretty sloppily, even music. Like, even though I love music and it's something that I'm gifted at, I often can be a little bit sloppy with it. So I think it's important that the way you do anything should reflect the way you want to do everything. So the way you make your bed in the morning, the way you do the dishes, the way you spend time with your family, right? So that's an area where I want to grow, and I recommend you do too. Because again, the question is, am I doing these dishes like I'm an indistractable, on-fire leader, or am I doing them like I'm a lazy, unproductive, right? So I'm not going to finish that sentence. But the bottom line is, whenever you're doing something, I want you to repeat this phrase to yourself. I am a dun, dun, dun. Okay, this should be an inspiring mantra that you can say to yourself. That's all I have for you today, okay? Today's a pretty simple day. Get rocking and rolling. Number one, describe yourself as you want to be. I am a adjective, noun. And then second is, don't worry about the future, just worry about today. I want you to visualize just today living in alignment with your values and priorities, moving forward towards your goals. And again, we talked about this yesterday. The reality is, if you live each day in alignment with your values and your priorities, it's inevitable that you're going to accomplish your goals. it's just, and it's not just going to be like, I'm going to accomplish my goals 30 days from now. No, you're going to accomplish your goals every single day. And at the end of every day, you're going to feel accomplished. You're going to feel like, yes, I did what I said I was going to do, right? So, I mean, it's great and it's cool to write goals and to have things that you want to accomplish in the future. But at the end of the day, like, the very most important thing is being clear on your values and your priorities. If that is how you make your decisions, through your values and your priorities, man, you can be moving towards your goals 24/7, all hours of the day without burning out, right? Like, if getting sleep is a value to you, then you make time for sleep. So anyway, I don't know about you, but for me, that just gives me like a certain freedom. Like, I don't have to like work so hard to achieve my goals. No, I just have to live in alignment with my values and priorities and remind myself that I'm an indistractable, on fire leader, right? Indistractable, on fire leaders are not lazy, right? They do take time for rest. Like me, if I'm an indistractable, on fire leader, I do take time for rest. I do take time to have fun. Okay, I do take time to chill. But I also make sure that when I do something, I do it right. And I'm fully present. Okay, so that's where I'm hoping to grow. I hope you are planning to grow. I'm really excited to see you achieve your most important goals over these next 30 days and beyond. That's all I have for you. And just so you know, this course is for free. I know you know, but it is free. And I did that intentionally because I really want you to get the most value. Without taking any risk, I want you to just get so much value. I really want you to accomplish what is most important to you. And I created this course during the coronavirus when many people are losing a job and it's just craziness. So I want you to focus on accomplishing your most important goal. As you start seeing yourself getting closer to your goal, as you achieve your first big checkpoint, maybe at day 30, maybe it's early, maybe at day 15, when you start to really see the value and like, oh my gosh, I am really growing, this is helping me so much. At that point, you're more than welcome to donate, to contribute to the Music Focus course, which is really easy. You just go to jropro.com/focus, scroll to the bottom, or you can go to jropro.com/donate. And again, anything that you contribute, it just helps me make this course better for you. As well as, again, when you pay money, it leads you to pay more attention, right? So by investing money in this course, you're actually committing yourself to accomplish the goals that are most important to you. So again, this course is totally free, but if and when you find that this course is really valuable and you really want to support it in a more tangible way, you're more than welcome to contribute. Thank you so much for joining. I can't wait to see you next time on the Music Focus course. Bye-bye. Ba-ba-ba-da-da.